Hi everyone, welcome back to our Data Karma channel. Today we will be starting a new playlist called Microsoft Excel Functions, and this is the first video we will be uploading to this playlist where we will exhaustively talk about what is Microsoft Excel and in general what are its key features, and then we will jump into understanding three specific sum related functions: sum, some if, and some ifs. Okay, so let's understand what is Microsoft Excel. It is a powerful spreadsheet program developed by Microsoft. It is part of the Microsoft Office suite of productivity software, which also includes programs like Word, which is a document creating software, PowerPoint, which is a presentation software, and Outlook, which is Microsoft's email service. Excel is again widely used for various purposes, including data analysis, financial calculations, statistical analysis, and creating visual representations of data. Now let us see what are some of its main features. Okay, the first feature is grid interface. Excel organizes data into a grid of rows and columns, forming cells. Each cell can contain text, numbers, formulas, or functions. The second feature is formulas and functions. Excel allows users to perform calculations on data using formulas and functions. Formulas can range from simple arithmetic operations to complex calculations involving multiple cells and multiple functions. This is the section which we are covering in this playlist series. Watch till the end to understand three specific functions related to sum if, and sum ifs. And also stay tuned to our channel. We will be going over all the 450 plus functions which are available in our Excel. And these functions can range from simple to complex calculations and include financial, statistical, engineering, and database related use cases. The third and very important feature is data analysis. Excel provides tools for data analysis, including sorting, filtering, and the ability to create charts and graphs to visualize trends and patterns within our data sets. The fourth feature is charts and graphs. Users can create a variety of different charts and graphs to represent their data visually. This includes bar charts, line graphs, pie charts, and many more. The fifth feature is data validation. This is very crucial feature within Excel which enables a user to set rules and constraints for data entry using the data validation rules. This helps maintain data accuracy and consistency, which is the foundational um, feature for any data management process. The next feature is pivot tables. This is one of the most powerful feature of Excel that allows users to summarize and analyze large data sets very easily. This, this provides a way to rearrange and analyze data dynamically and can be used exhaustively within any type of data sets. Next is the conditional formatting. Excel allows users to apply formatting rules based on specific conditions. This can help highlight important data points or trends using color and identify patterns within our data sets. Another important feature is automation using macros. Users can automate repetitive tasks in Excel using macros. Macros are recorded sequence of actions that can be played back to perform a series of operations and, um, and repetitive tasks. Another key feature is collaboration. Excel, when it is integrated with Microsoft OneDrive or Microsoft SharePoint, which are Microsoft's cloud-based collaboration softwares, allows collaboration and helps multiple users to work on the same workbook simultaneously. And finally, data import and export. Excel supports the import and export of data from or to various file systems, file formats, databases, and many more sources. This makes it easy to integrate Excel with other softwares and data sources. In general, Excel is widely used in business, finance, education, research, and various other fields due to its versatility and user-friendly interface. It remains one of the most popular spreadsheet programs globally, providing essential tools for data management and analysis. Okay, now let's start with the sum Excel function. It is used to add up a range of numbers. It is one of the most commonly used functions and is helpful for quickly calculating totals within the spreadsheet. The syntax for this function uh, is equals to sum of number 1 comma number 2 and so on and so forth. To this function, we can specify a range of cells one beside the other, or we can also enter the numbers directly like equals to sum of 20 comma 30 comma 40 and so on. And we can also specify cell references. Like in Excel, columns are denoted using alphabets A comma B comma C, and rows are denoted by numbers. And if somebody says that there is a value in the Excel sheet at cell A22, that means that the number is present in column A and row 22. So we can use those cell references instead of numbers directly and say equals to sum of a2 comma b2 and so on. And now in the SUMIF function, as the name itself explains, sum if, that means sum only if it meets a particular condition. This function is used to sum values based on a specified condition or a criteria. It allows us to add up values in a range that meet a particular condition. The syntax for this function is equal to sum if. Within the brackets, there are three different arguments. We will have to um, produce the range of cells that we want to apply the criteria to, the criteria, the conditions that must be met for a cell to be included in the sum, and finally the range of sum, the actual cells where the numbers exist for us to finally have a sum. And this sum range is basically a optional argument. If we don't include this in the calc, Excel will automatically choose the range which we have entered to also sum the cells. The SUMIFS function is an extension to the SUMIF function. It is used to sum values based on multiple conditions. It allows the user to specify multiple conditions and add up values in a range that meet all the specified conditions. For syntax, there is a slight change when we compare the syntax of SUMIF. Uh, Here we enter the sum range as the first argument and then followed by the criteria 1, and then criteria range 2, criteria 2. The sum range, as I said earlier, the range of cells that we want to add. Criteria range 1 is the first range to apply the first condition. The criteria 1, the first condition to be met in criteria range 1. Again, criteria range 2, criteria range 3, and so on and so forth. Let us now see a practical example where we put these three different functions into three different use cases. Let me create my data set. Let's say I have different products and their categories and sales price. Let's say if a product, uh, smart TV, s- smartphone, and men's blazers, men's t-shirt, then a leather couch. If I have to group these under a category, smart TV will belong to electronics, men's blazer would belong to clothing, women's t-shirt also belongs to clothing, and leather couch will belong to maybe furniture. Let's assume the sales price something like $500, $300, $450, $600, and $200. Okay, let me just say these are all under dollars. Okay, these are my headers. And if I have to just use the sum function, I just have to say equals to sum of, and I can, because these data points are basically one beside the other under the same column, I can just use the same reference uh, starting from C2 onwards till C6. I just close the bracket. Boom, there you go. You can see the total sales price for all the five different products is $2,050. This is for the sum function. Let's do this a case for sum if function. Let's copy or let's duplicate this sheet. Move to the end, create a copy, then say okay. The first sheet is for sum function. Now let's do this for sum if function. Okay, so let us say that in this use case, we only want to find out the total sales price for electronics category. So how would we do is we will just have to say sum if, we will have to specify the range. The range would be the category column from B2 to B6, then comma, and the criteria would be every cell which has electronics, and then the sum range would be boom. If you see, the first two items are electronics, and if you add these two, 500 plus 300 would be 800. So this is the output, or this is basically a use case for sum if function. Let us again duplicate this. The only difference between sum if and sum ifs is Under some if we can only specify one particular condition, but for some ifs we can do multiple conditions. So let me create another column. uh, Let me insert this column. Let's say I have region, and this is USA, this is Asia, this is again USA, and this is Australia, this is again Asia. And let's add sales person name, and this is sold by John, this is sold again by John, this is sold by Adam, this is again sold by John, this is sold by Adam. So in this data set, let's say we have a use case where we want to identify the sum of the sales prices which belong to John, um, and which belongs to the region US and category electronics. How do we write this function? We just say sum ifs, and this time we'll have to specify the sum range first. In this case, we'll have to say E2 to E6, comma, the criteria of one range would be, uh, let's say, category, and the criteria to be applied would be electronics, comma, and then criteria range 2 would be region, and I wanted USA, and the criteria range is salesperson. We wanted John, right? So the criteria range 3 would be salesperson, and we want all the sales done by John. And say close, boom. So you can see in our calc, we wanted anything which is electronics, which is done in the US and done by John. So these three conditions are met by only one record, and that is the reason we only see $500. And this is the use case how we'll have to apply some ifs function in our Excel workbook. If you like our content, please support us by liking the video and subscribing Data Karma YouTube channel, a one-stop solution to all your data problems. Thank you.